Now if I say Vauxhall, you probably think of sales reps or annoying white Astra vans driven by even more annoying builders. You probably don't think of sports cars. And that's a bit unfair because, believe it or not, it's Vauxhall who actually built the world's first ever sports car back in the 1900s. And now, well, they build this, the awesome VX220. Now don't let the badge at the front put you off. Although the car's been built in conjunction with Lotus, it's not an Elise clone. Less than 10% of the Vauxhall's 2,500 components are common to the Lotus. Vauxhall are confident that the car has the looks and the power to entice many buyers more attracted to softer options, like the Toyota MR2, Rover MGF and Mazda MX-5. And who am I to argue with them? If you're at all familiar with the VX220, you'll know that it's built by Lotus at their Norwich factory and that it's based on a prototype Elise chassis. But if you think it's just an Elise rebadged as a Vauxhall, well, you'd be wrong. I've actually driven both cars and I can tell you that the VX220 is completely different. Now the biggest difference the VX220's got over the Elise is with the engine. There's no 1.8K series up front. Instead, we've got a 2.2 litre aluminium unit producing 145 brake horsepower. Now that doesn't sound a lot by today's standards, but this is where the weight factor comes in, because when you stick 145 brake into a car that only weighs 875 kilograms, the performance is fantastic. 0 to 60 takes under 6 seconds and it'll take you onto a top speed of 137 miles an hour. Now because this car's built with weight saving in mind, don't expect too many whistles and bells in the cabin. Heater yes, but electric windows and air conditioning, no. But who needs aircon when you've got the whole world out there? Now admittedly I'm having a fantastic time driving this car on these Spanish roads, but any performance that you do extract here is only a small part of the story, because to really see what it can do, you need to get it out on the racetrack. We've got a 2.2 litre 4-cylinder engine, 145 brake horsepower, but because this car's so light at only 875 kilos, it feels unbelievably sports car-like. Way into the corner, in. They've actually laid cones out onto the circuit, so we can try and get the racing line right, but when you get a little bit excited, it can start to slide away, as the cameraman's finding out. Sorry, Stan. Not until you get onto a racetrack with something like the VX220 that you realise how much grip these cars have. Obviously on the open road you can't risk coming off, but here, if I do make a mess of it, which is rather likely, A, I'm not going to kill myself, I'm not going to kill anyone else, and I'm not going to damage the car, so it does allow you to put a little bit more power in than you would if you were on the M25. Now I can't understand why we don't hear more about the VX220. Yes and no, you can get an Elise for the same money, 23 grand, but personally I think this thing drives better, certainly more practical on a daily basis, and it even looks a bit nicer. But if you're still not convinced that Vauxhall can do performance cars, just have a look who's doing so well in the Touring Car Championships.